Here to talk with us today is David Caroll. He's an associate professor of design at the New School in New York, and he is a central character on the Netflix documentary The Great Hack. Obviously, it's hard to control our data at all in these settings, as you've been on a quest to do. Why do you think so many people are apathetic about their data, though?
So, a tiny fraction of the population even reads privacy policies, and research has shown that even people who read privacy policies carefully do not understand them, that they are not understandable, whether that be that the average grade level of a policy is, college level reading levels, or that even reading it carefully, you don't understand it like a lawyer or a judge would read it. So as like a legal document, they're impenetrable. There's no requirement that these things be actually understandable. And then other research shows that when people do understand how their data is being used to target them, their sentiment about it plummets. So one experiment that was done is people drew diagrams of how they thought ads were being targeted to them, and then measured their opinion about whether they wanted the ads targeted. And people who could draw the diagram correctly as an accurate representation of how it works had very low desirability and did not want it. And people who inaccurately drew the diagrams had very positive sentiments about it. So it's one of these things where the industry doesn't want people to understand, because if they do, they don't want it. And then giving people choices is also against the industry's interest, because they just want to capture market share, because that's what attracts the advertisers. So there's a lot of incentives that are misaligned to consumers understanding and being empowered and being able to negotiate a fair deal.
What, in your perfect world, what changes do you think need to happen to make these platforms accountable and fix some of these issues that we've seen?
Like if Facebook called for a self-imposed moratorium on political micro-targeting, then, because the worry is that a candidate can present false information and that it can be targeted only to the people who they know will not challenge it. And so this argument that we should let voters debate and decide what candidates are saying, that only makes sense in a broadcast medium where everybody can look at them and debate them in an open discourse. But when two next door neighbors are seeing totally different things, they don't even know what to debate. So that's why ultimately the micro-targeting is the problem. So this makes a lot more sense to me. Some of the academics that have responded negatively to Twitter's political ad ban ultimately conclude that the targeting is what we should be talking about. And I fear that neither Twitter nor Facebook want to talk about this, because they're worried that once we start saying, well, let's not do micro-targeting for politics, then we're one step away from, wait a minute, why are we micro-targeting anything? And so it cuts too close to their business model at the end of the day. And also, like we've said before, starts explaining to regular users how the whole system works, and they benefit when we don't understand how it works.